got. Mum got this juice. It's a celery juice. You really like this one, don't you?
It's my favourite.
And then next we got this white chocolate cup with almonds on without the skin, I think. And then Mum got this raspberry cup thing, peanut butter cup, and it's got all peanut butter on, and yeah. And then I got this as well. It's chia pudding with all strawberries on and kiwi, and it's chia pudding. You can also make this at home with just chia seeds and a little bit of milk, and then mix it together and just let it soak for a little bit, and then it will turn into chia pudding.
Wow.
Yeah.
Delicious.
So, and we've also got these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is so yummy, isn't it?
Yeah. We're gonna sit out here.
In the sun. Yay. We're having a nice girly morning, aren't we?
Taste test time. I'm gonna try this.
Sorry, I just swallowed my celery juice. Is that good?
It's not hard.
Oh, that looks good. Fizz, if you haven't tried celery juice before, it's so delicious. It's actually really hydrating. It tastes quite mild, a little bit salty, but ideally, if you've heard about the celery juice, well, I don't know what you call it. It's not a diet, but the celery juice plan. What you do is you have celery juice on an empty stomach first thing in the morning or 30 minutes before you eat, and it's very cleansing. Apparently the salt clusters in it, something about celery has I learned it from the medical medium, and it just apparently can help with so many different things. Like, people have had really good success with it. So it's delicious.
It looks so
good.
good.
Wow, that looks yummy. Oh, she's having such a good time with that, Fizz fam. What are we now doing?
We're going to buy Cola's birthday present. Mum said she would like to get Cola some new clothes because Cola really likes jumpers. So Mum's going to get him some new clothes, and we're going to get Cola's birthday present. But his birthday's in 7 days.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
You'll see, because actually every time I buy Cola some trousers, he gets holes in them immediately, doesn't he? So I can't wait till the spring when he can start wearing shorts, and then that won't happen to his trousers. Yeah,
well,
I might
always
get.
when Mum puts shorts on him, when it's like a sunny day, like he just says, no, I don't want shorts, or I want leggings, but then they got holes in.
Yeah, I need to buy some patches. Anyway, come. I'm not sure exactly what I want to get him, but we can look. Because I've already got him some toys and books, and you've got him things, haven't you?
You've got him those patch things.
Yeah.
Cute off, is it?
That's what my mum used to do to my little brother's patch thingies up. Right, so let's go find him something nice in the kids department, shouldn't we? Because guess what? We have actually got him lots of. Oh, my careful. We've actually got him loads of toys already, and books and things like that.
Mum says she got him loads of puzzles and stuff.
Yeah. So let's go find him something nice, shall we?
Yeah.
Come and look at that.
Oh,
that's so cute, isn't it?
If it was my birthday, if you got me this, I would love it.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
You can put that on your head and then... Wow.
D&G. Come look at that bag.
That's so pretty. But we need to look for boy stuff.
We
I
do.
think boys here. No, wait.
Yeah.
There.
Right, let's have a look around. There's loads of nice little brands in here for this fam. Really nice. Oh, that's nice.
It's kind of
So what
Christmas.
D&G stands for? Darren and Georgie, your mum and dad.
Does it actually say Darren?
D&G. I thought this was quite cute, Fizz fam. This is in a sale, and it says, "Too cool for school." Quite fitting. Too cool for school. We're now heading off to the beach to have a really quick, little sun session, because in the middle of the day here, even though it's winter, if you catch it at the right time, it's like summer. It's amazing. So we're all in our swimwear. But it's really funny though, because I put on my red bikini, and then Kara and Karma wanted to put on their red swimsuits that we got for our Christmas photo shoot, and then Darren wasn't wearing, and I was like, you didn't get the memo. I didn't really tell him. I didn't really think too much of this. And then you quickly went back indoors and got changed, didn't you?
Yeah, I didn't want to be out of the gang, did I?
But Kara and Dan, they went to their barbers this morning and they got their haircuts, and then me and Karma went to the nail salon. I really badly needed to get my toes sorted out, but I haven't told Darren this. But the sweetest thing, when I'm on my own with Karma, we have one-on-one time. It's really nice. I really get to know Karma a lot more, and she's the sweetest little girl to me. Like it's so funny, sometimes she could be like a teenager towards me, but when it's just me and her, so like sweet. Darren, guess what, I was getting my toes done, and I'm not really that keen on how they do pedicures, but I just let the lady do it. I didn't want to complain, but they like really scrape away at the side of your toes and like remove the cuticle, and I just feel like that they do it a bit too much, and I could see Karma watching, and I could see that she's really worried about me. I could tell that she's worried, and when we left she said, Mum, I was trying not to cry, I was really worried about you. And I went, no, I was fine, Karma. I went, it did feel a bit uncomfortable, but I went, it wasn't, that's just what they do in nail salons. And she was like, I really was trying not to cry. She said, I wanted to cry, but I didn't. I know, bless her little heart. Mummy was the right, Karma. If the lady was really
What were they doing
yesterday,
to Mum, Karma?
They were scraping the skin out of her toes.
Alright.
She was just like, she thought it was really barbaric.
You should have seen when I used to go to Margaret Dabbs sometimes in London, and they did my toe, crikey.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Oh no.
With a really damaged like little stump of a toenail. Like they got the mini angle grinders out and everything. Like there's a little
no, I can't handle
a little miniature circular saw like grinding bits off. That was called a medi-pedi. That was medical
that's hardcore.
Pedicure.
No, but Darren damaged his toenail when he's like in his early 20s, and then it produces too much keratin, so it's like really thick and it's like dead basically. You've tried so much, haven't you, to heal it? He's tried tea tree, he's tried like loads of different treatments on it, like loads of holistic things. He's even tried like the Medi Spa and Medi pedicure, whatever. What am I saying? Medi Spa, you know what I mean? He's tried lots of different things, and none of it really seems to work. If you've got any tips on it, have any of you like reversed your like dead toenail, which has got like
is that what it is?
Keratin.
It's called as a class as dead toenail, is it?
Well, it's dead. It's not really.
What is that weird thing about like when your hair leaves your head, it's dead? I don't understand how it can be. Like as in, once it's because it's got a root and it's. I just don't understand.
No, your toenails are not dead. It does grow, doesn't it? It does grow, but it's really thick because when you bite, sometimes your body's reaction to it, if it has like a trauma on it, like something heavy drops in your toes, your body then produces loads of extra keratin, which is like a thick protein, and then it doesn't like stop doing it. So if anyone's like managed to like reverse that and prevent that from happening, please let us know. That'd be really good, because Darren's toenail does look a little bit grim. Like, I'm not gonna lie,
How dare you?
it does look quite bad, and I know he's really self-conscious about it. He could get it removed, because when it grows back, it really like grows back and like digs into his like toe. It's really bad. Yeah, he has to like scrape. Basically, I feel really bad for him. Like, not just because what it looks like. It looks really painful, uncomfortable. So please help us out, Fizz. I know some of you out
You're
there.
making it sound absolutely terrible. It's not that big a deal.
Anyway, guys, we are now at the beach. So excited. Mia and Sienna are filming a video, and they're like, I don't know what they're doing. Like, look like some like they're taking loads of shots, not alcoholic, but like, and it's to do with promoting their book.
She said, didn't she say it or shot it?
Ah, okay.
Like, they're gonna. Basically, they don't answer the question, they have to drink something gross.
Yeah, we are at the beach, Cara. Cara.
Oh no, it doesn't work. That's your trap.
You could try it in the pebbles. I'm going to go down further. Oh, there's actually some people on the beach sunbathing as well, like us.
Yeah.
Aren't there? No, there's some people in swimming trunks.
I mean, it is a bit chilly, but...
It's a bit. Guys, I think it's about 18 degrees today, Celsius. Which in the UK is actually, we call it El Scorchio in the UK. And here they call it
That's the technical term.
Muy chilly. They call it very cold here.
I love how what you call it in England was Spanish, but then what you call it in Spain is English.
It's a bit nippy to the Spanish people here and the locals. But to us, it's like, yay, beach day. Like British people, as soon as the sun's shining, t-shirt off. Right, do you know what time it is, Darren? I'm going to start a new thing off in our Snapchat vlogs. Every time we finish a book, we should do a mini book review and tell the Fizz fam our favourite parts of it and whether they should read it or not. So I've just finished a book. Would you be able to record me, please?
Yeah.
So today's book, which I'm going to review, is Atomic Habits by James Clear. This has actually become quite a classic for people in the personal development space. This book is all about habits, but But what I really like about it is really easy and simple to read, and James really makes creating habits seem really doable. He even says that it's not that you're not able to create habits, it's just that you haven't got a good system in place. And he makes it seem really relatable, like he's saying there is nothing special or superhuman about other people who have good habits. He's saying it's just that they know how to make the habit stick properly, if that makes sense. So it's really, really, I definitely recommend it. It smells amazing, and there's all different chapters. So he also gives good like tips on, because there's obviously 2 types of habits you can create. You can create bad ones, which then aren't very like, they don't serve you, and then you can create good ones which create good changes in your life. And I just thought all of the steps in here and all the different methods were just really, really actually quite common sense, but like you don't really, maybe you're not aware of it. Sometimes the things which are really obvious, most people aren't aware of it, and then they think that they suck at things, but this bit makes it really good. It's like making habits, like to do with habit stacking. I really like that. That's one of my favorite ones. So there might be a habit that you already do.
Yeah, me too.
Like
I read this
brushing your
book ages
teeth.
ago, and that was the best bit what stuck out to me.
Like you brush your teeth. So what could you do at the same time of brushing your teeth every night that you want to start as a habit? It could be like, I really want to do, you know, the rice milk face mask that everyone's banging on about, and you feel like you haven't got any time to put a face mask on. Maybe when you clean your teeth, you could then put the face mask on at the same time, or or you could do your pelvic floor exercises at the same time as cleaning your teeth, something like that. Or
and then that's the thing what reminds you as well, because you're already in a habit to brush your teeth, so then it reminds you to do the other habit as well.
He also made it really good, showing about how like all the little tiny habits can compound and build up, and how much they can change your life, but then also sadly at the same time how bad habits can create a vicious cycle of more and more bad habits. Like the bad habit could be that instead of going to the gym when you come home from work or school or whatever it is, instead you sit down and watch Netflix. But then when you watch Netflix, you're not then doing all of the other things that you'd like to do, like working on your side hustle, and then at the same time you then eat snacks you wouldn't normally eat. Then you're gaining weight, and then it just like you can see where I'm going with this. But then he also says about how when you start implementing good habits, little tiny ones, it then like basically builds up to loads of other ones, and you just become the best version of yourself and you create the life of your dreams. It's really, really good. I absolutely loved it, guys. I think I did read this back then when you've read it down, I can't remember. But it's actually quite...
I'm sure this was out when we lived in Dubai, wasn't it?
It's actually, this book was written in 2018.
Yeah,
so
that's what I thought. Yeah. We lived in Dubai in 2019, and I remember it was out then.
So that's what I'm saying, it's almost become a bit of a classic.
Yeah.
It's very... Maybe I can show you some of the chapters in the book. There's the first law, make it obvious, as in make the habit really obvious so that you really definitely can stick to it. The second law, make it attractive. The third law, make it easy. And then the fourth law, make it satisfying. And then advanced tactics. And I just really like this, because some of these you don't think about. How can you make a habit easy? How, like making it satisfying, and there's all these different hacks and tricks you can do to almost like trick yourself into doing the habits. Because what you might not realise is there might be some influential people out there that you look up to, like Simone Biles or I don't know, Barack Obama, I don't know, really high up influential people, and you're like, wow, how do they do it? They must find it so easy. The thing is, they don't find it easy. They've just got a good system in place which helps make it easier, if that makes sense. We're all human at the end of the day, and we all like, everybody wakes up and would just rather, like, I don't know, just do something easier. So how can you do...
But also your lifestyle makes it easier though, because the more things you do to get yourself to actually feel well, then the easier it is. So as in actually going to bed early means everything else the next day will be easier as a result.
Yeah.
So it's just that that's probably the best commitment ever, is actually going to bed early.
Definitely, because when you go to bed the next day, your hunger hormones are more stable, so you actually crave junk food less.
Yeah.
You also feel like you've got more energy, so you're more likely to go to the gym, and like the next day you feel less emotional, and then you've got to make better decisions. Parents, like athletes, even if you just want, even if you like you're a painter and you want to start your painting business, this will really help you. Like, it's just, I think it's really simple.
Yeah, it actually does apply to everyone, because you'd think it's just if you're already interested in business or personal development, but No, it's definitely
Yeah, so
across the board, isn't
I'd
it?
give this probably like a 9 out of 10. I don't know why I'm not giving it a 10 out of 10. It's a really good book. It was really easy to read, not too complicated, really
No,
simple.
it's 10 out of 10.
And James Clear is very...
The reason it's still
not
popular after all
judgmental.
these years is because it's absolutely meticulously written. It is a 10 out of 10.
Tiny changes, remarkable results.
Yeah.
Like, you just make tiny changes in your life and it can lead to big, massive, like...
Well, like what Georgie was saying, the
results.
compound effect of things.
Yeah.
If you spend 5 minutes each day doing something that's not good for yourself, think about the amount of time you spent in a year versus if you spend 5 minutes each day doing something which is
I
amazing.
definitely recommend reading this book. I like how he wrote it. It's not judgmental. It's not telling you off. It's actually like really relatable and makes you feel like you're not used.
Yes,
So I
amazing.
definitely recommend reading this book. I like how he wrote it. It's not judgmental. It's not telling you off. It's actually like really relatable and makes you feel like you're not used. You're not like bad at things. You're just not like, you haven't got, like what I said, a good system in place. As in, like, you just need to be a little bit more organised.
So what habits do you currently not do, or maybe you don't stick to, or whatever? How has the book influenced you?
Well,
What changes do you want to make?
I would like, I've made quite a lot of changes this year already, but one that I'd really like to make is actually sit down and write the recipe book that what I want to do. I need to make that a habit every day that I stick to.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I do want to make the book, I do want it, and I'm very excited about it, but I've just got to try and get into the habit of doing that, because I've been doing lots of other things in the evening, work related, and now I've stopped doing them, some of the work things. I'm getting help with it, now I can do that.
Do you know what's quite a good thing for doing that is
So the sun's so bright.
starting from the end result and then working backwards. So say, like, for instance, you want a cookery book, a recipe book to be launched in a year's time. So then you think, like, you're like, okay, so what needs to have been done within 6 months? Then you're like, what needs to have been done within 3 months? What needs to be, and you basically reverse it until then you start with what are the first steps. Sometimes going backwards can make it somehow easier.
Yeah, breaking it down into steps as opposed to thinking a whole book in my head.
Yeah.
Like, what is, because Mia kind of broke it down for me. She was like, first of all, you need to plan all the recipes, what ones you want in it, and all the chapters and the content. You have to, like, get them written down so somebody can actually copy them and make them.
Yeah.
Then we need to get all the photos made and all, like, the book designed and photos done. And then the bit which Mia's going to be doing, the business side of it, we're actually turning it into a book.
Well, no, some other ideas for that could be, I don't want to be defeatist about the book, but like books, people expect them to have loads of recipes in, and we don't eat loads and loads of different things. The reason that we're healthy, a bit like the, you know, like the Mark Zuckerberg idea of where you just wear the same outfit every day, or Steve Jobs and all those people who did that same outfit every day idea. Actually, Ben Francis, you know, Gymshark, he wears the same outfit every day as well. A Gymshark outfit, but he wears the same one every day. Like, we're a bit like that with food.
I must admit, I've started writing down everything. There's literally over 50 already that the go-to ones.
Okay, fair enough. Maybe that is a recipe book then, but I was going to say otherwise you can think about an app or a course.
I think people want a book.
Like a video course.
I think people probably want all three, to be honest.
You're true,
in
yeah.
the DMs,
True.
people want a book. And do you know what? I'd like a book to sort of document, and you know, like how you get a statue made or something?
Yeah.
I just want a book of all of our favourite recipes.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
I just wonder if, like, as in, if it's the standard that books have 100 recipes in, we need to be able to explain to people, like, no, this book hasn't got 100 recipes in because there's no filler content. There's no like pointless things that we don't eat just to fill up pages.
We have been doing research, and we think, like, you don't necessarily need 100, because you can tell the ones with over 100, it's just too much.
Yeah.
It's too many for people to choose.
I agree, and if there's not photo, it can be an album.
Because we've got loads of drinks that we have. Then we have, like, our Sunday roast.
I guess there's drinks.
Then we have lunches. We have lots of lunches, and there's all different smoothie variations. Then there's
it can be an album.
Because we've got loads of drinks that we have. Then we have, like, our Sunday roast.
I guess there's drinks.
Then we have lunches. We have lots of lunches, and there's all different smoothie variations. Then there's treats and cakes. You'll be surprised, actually. It did actually add up.
I guess I was just thinking, like, we often have the same, I don't know, it's about 3 or 4 dinners that we have.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess it could start adding up, actually, when you
But
add those
they are only
things
going
in.
to be recipes in there that we truly love and we truly make for ourselves.
Yeah.
There's not going to be some random, like,
and what are actually
recipe
easy
in
and
there or
actually good
something.
for you as
I'm
well.
not saying We don't eat waffles, so we're not going to make that. But sometimes I do make pancakes. I probably will share my pancake recipe, but I'm not going to just put something in there for the sake of it, because I think it should be in a vegan or healthy cookbook.
Exactly.
'Cause
As
Sienna
in,
made
it's
that-
what we eat, rather than thinking, how do we make it as beneficial for others by including, here's a version of a burger, here's a version of a pizza, here's a version of waffles, here's a version of this. No, it's just, here's what we eat.
Yeah, because then it's beneficial. Like, there are a lot of desserts that we don't make them frequently, but we might make them once a month or once every 3 months. But it's still like, you know me as pecan pie.
Yeah, I was just immediate. Maybe that we could have like a bit like what we did in the vegan fitness days, like a really short one. Here's like, I was just immediate. Maybe that we could have like a bit like what we did in the vegan fitness days, like a really short one. Here's like the main dinner we have, here's the main breakfast we have, that type of thing.
Because like when we have guests come over, I do switch the meals around a little bit, and we've got the famous Spanish butter bean stew we make.
So Nanny and Granddad.
And
that always goes down well with Nanny and Granddad, doesn't it?
And we have your nice cream recipe, and then we have loads of side salads. Do you remember in the summer I started making the Greek bowl?
Yeah.
And then
good point. We have different things at different times of the year. Good point.
What's in season. So there is definitely enough, and I think
making me realise we actually do have more variety than I was imagining. Yeah. It's because you just think about what's happening in that snapshot moment, don't you?
Sienna made that lovely raw apple pie as well. Then we make apple crumble, don't we?
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, I think there's definitely going to be at least 50 very high quality, good, well thought out recipes that we have in the book.
Look at our dinner.
Yeah, we've got our
there you
dinner.
go, Koa.
Look at my working
Koa's got more than you, Karma.
What?
Don't hold it like that, Koa, because the sleeves, you'll probably drop it. No, I'm going to carry it for
You
you.
have to put more potatoes
Sorry,
on.
Koa. Well, look, guys, just found look at our delicious dinner.
I can hold them to really
We
tight.
have got our most delicious and comforting tempeh, chickpea, tomato. Sorry, I forgot what it's called. Tomato stew, paprika stew. And then we've got some mashed purple sweet potato, a little side salad, and I've put kala namak salt on that. Try kala namak on your side salad, delicious. Then I've got kale and cabbage, steamed greens, and then I've also put salt, olive oil, and pepper on the rest of the meal. I'm so excited. So excited to eat this.
Package time. This one was a little bit of a impulse purchase, but I was quite excited when I learned about it. I listen to a lot of podcasts about water. I just love learning about water. I know you'd think, what is there to learn about water? But trust me,
thirsty boy.
there's a lot to learn about water. And I found this, I think it's actually a bit of a charity. It's called the Living Peace Project. Right, and so it's like a bit of a far out kind of hippie necklace. It's called the Living Water Jewel. Wow. This jewel contains harmonized water of 18 life-giving sacred water sources. So it's actually, let me open it and I'm going to show you. I think it's like a silver,
Sounds so nice.
silver necklace. Because you know I had the Shungai necklace, which I wore for quite a long time. I haven't really worn that in a long while, to be honest. But
Oh, wow.
this is actually, I guess that's glass. And it's got water in it from, you know there's like the healing water sites around the world. Well, this has got water from 18, like just a tiny amount from 18 different places around the world. Exactly, and then the Living Peace Projects, because there's a YouTube channel called Water Stories, and then there's Living Peace Projects, and basically they go around and like restore water. There's this guy called the Waterman of India. I've forgotten his name, but they call him the Waterman of India, and so he helps restore, you know, like if somewhere becomes like a desert and plants grow and it creates life again. So yeah, they go around and go on like these pilgrimages basically, where they go to all this, they get it where they figure out what's gone wrong, like the chemical composition of the soil and things like that, and then encourage the natural cycle again. And then like, you know, it rains and plants grow and it creates life again. So yeah, they go round and go on like these pilgrimages basically, where they go to all the sacred water sites. And I just thought that's really nice. So the excess money, I guess, of making it goes to the charity.
Puts it
But
on
then
there.
you get this little token.
Come on, let's see what you look. It's going to be one of those lady machine necklaces. I know it is.
Well, it looks really long, doesn't it? You can
Yeah,
literally
that
fit
makes it
over
even
your
more of
head.
a lady machine one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
it's lady machine. That's
As I said, it was an impulse buy. It was like for charity, and I just thought it
Yeah,
sounded
it's
really nice,
beautiful.
even if I don't necessarily wear it.
you
or
should.
you know, like it's just
that-
done. Karnali River, Sutlej River, Brahmaputra River, Maganga, Ma Yamuna, Ma Sara. Karnali River, Sutlej River, Brahmaputra River, Maganga, Ma Yamuna, Ma Saraswati, Mississippi, Rhine River, Emek, Jordan River, Lake Manasarovar, Kalibine, Amazon River, Sacred Spring, Ajmer Sharif, Sacred Spring of Mecca, and Naki Lake.
Wow.
So since our bodies consist for more than 60% of water, it's actually over 99% by molecular weight, the quality of our water inside and outside us will affect our health and well-being. When we're wearing this sacred living water jewel close to your heart, you harmonise not only the heart connections with yourself and others, but also with the foundation of life. Enjoy this healing power of sacred living water on your heart.
Oh, that's
Oh,
so
that's
beautiful.
really
Yeah, so it's called the Living Peace Project, if you want to...
That's really
get
nice
one
that
yourself
it's
as
for
well.
charity. But also, that's
Yeah.
a really nice gift. If you've got somebody, that's a really thoughtful gift for somebody who wants something a little bit different and meaningful. And if you're like, you know, someone a little bit hippie or spiritual,
How
you
does
know.
how does
It's
it come
nice.
from 18 countries though? Even though
Yeah.
it's just this.
I
They
think a
collected
lot
it.
of them sounded Indian, so I think a lot of them are from India.
It's really
So it's not 18
beautiful.
countries, but it's 18 different... You know, like we go to the spring, it's like 18
of those springs.
sacred water sites around
Wow.
the world.
So did they just put like that much in?
Yeah, it's a tiny bit from each one, yeah.
Oh,
All
wow.
water
Isn't
is
that cool?
special, but there's some sites where it's super special, maybe because of the
Oh,
location
absolutely.
and the like what it's used for.
Yeah, it's just the energy of the water. So people go to sacred water sites specifically
Well,
to
there's
heal
a lot
things,
of
don't they?
religious buildings that are set around sacred sites. Isn't there? Is there a cathedral or something? What is in Glastonbury where there's a holy water there, and we drank some when we were there. Ow,
Oh
ow,
yeah, there's
ow.
that like building at the top of the hill.
No, I'm not on about the building. There was like you know where we took the spring water from at the bottom of the hill.
Yeah.
There's like some religious building there, like I don't know what it's like, a monastery or something was there, and that was part of the
Oh,
church.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can't
it was,
remember what
yeah.
it was. I don't think it was a cathedral, but there was something there.
Yeah.
And usually they're at religious sites, aren't they, as well?
Yeah.
And the water.
Or they're made to seem religious nowadays anyway, but they might not have
Yeah.
been.
So I
in the past.
lifted really heavy in the gym, and my legs just didn't come. I was digging in. You know when you've got DOMS that
Yeah.
really hurts.
Yeah.
Like if you're wondering why it's going ow. But she was digging into me. But,
Gotta be careful. You're a big
that's
girl
really
now.
nice.
You're not a little
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
That is
So I thought I'd share that with you, Fizz fam, rather than opening it on my own. I wanted to show you.
Oh, that's
Aw.
nice.
Another package just turned up, so here
I'm
you go,
gonna do
Fizz
this
fam.
time.
Got another one.
Ready?
It was actually addressed to me, so I
Right.
think I know what it is.
Oh yeah, these are our water filters. We've just got a couple of new ones.
Shower water, yeah.
Yeah, shower water. But can you put these on your bath tap as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is for taps and baths and showers, and it's really, really good because it removes all of the chlorine and all the chemicals that would go onto your skin. And from a health perspective, of course, to it as well. So
Yeah, because in our old house in London, we had whole house filtration.
yeah,
So all of our water, what came out of every tap and shower and, toilet.
to it as well. So
Yeah, because in our old house in London, we had whole house filtration.
yeah,
So all of our water, what came out of every tap and shower and, toilet and everywhere was all filtered as it came into the house. So the whole lot was done. But when we moved into this house, how it reeked of chlorine. Didn't
so
it?
bad. And the showers are now starting to smell of chlorine again, and my skin is starting to dry out, so we need to replace them. It
Yeah.
does actually say that it's estimated for a daily shower of one person, so
Yeah.
that's why they've ran out.
Exactly, because I'm 2
Yeah.
showers a day, but then you're using it as well anyway.
Yeah, so I think ideally having a whole water system filter fitted on your house is better, because then you don't have to think about replacing them and things
Yeah.
like that. But if you're not able to, this is a good solution. Also, we've thought of a little hack for when we travel, because one thing that we always find is when we go on holiday and stay in hotels, I don't know why, but hotel water just really, really smells even stronger
it's even
than at
stronger,
home.
yeah.
Like when we lived in London and we first moved in, it obviously smelled a bit of chlorine, but then if we went and stayed in a hotel somewhere, like abroad or even in like another part of the UK, it would stink so bad.
Yeah, so as well as our little mobile red lights,
we are
we'll
thinking
be
about
travelling with a shower filter.
We're going to screw up our shower, because Mia did it when she went to Gibraltar, and some of you guys probably saw it in the vlog. Darren remembered to bring Mia's shower filter and put it on there. It's quite simple. It's not like you don't need a plumber to do anything.
No.
And we're going to take it.
It's just the same as screwing off a shower head.
I can talk to you freely now. We've got 2 trips coming up. Fizz. I'm not snowy. It's going to be somewhere.
We've actually got 3 trips, because me and Sienna are going on a trip.
I know. We've got 4 trips booked so
well.
far. Darren and Sienna are going to be going away in February as well. And snowy. It's going to be somewhere.
We've actually got 3 trips, because me and Sienna are going on a trip.
I know. We've got 4 trips booked so
well.
far. Darren and Sienna are going to be going away in February as well, and then in March, me and you were going away for a trip.
Yeah. Well, I thought you were just counting February.
But anyway, because I didn't want you guys might get confused, because we've got 2 trips coming up soon. But we keep mentioning the ski one, but we haven't really mentioned Coa's birthday one, and that's kind of like a little surprise for the family, and that's actually going to be this weekend. So excited! So we're probably going to take these as well, guys. That's a little hack. If you like, I think we should do like a travel hack vlog.
Open one up so they can see what
Sorry
they're like.
guys, this is my tap water. You can get lots of other brands, I imagine.
So yeah. No, it folds at the front. Open up at the front.
Sorry,
you don't need to smash it to bits.
So that's
a spare filter.
That's a spare filter, and then this is.
And that's the main thing. So you can see it just screws on.
And it's quite stylish as well. Not that it's about
so
how
where
it
you'd
looks.
have your like hose for the shower, you just put that on one end of it.
So one of these is inside
Goes
there.
inside it,
It's very simple. There's probably other brands online. Sometimes I get on Instagram, I keep getting recommended other ones that people use. But
there are like cheapy brands on Amazon as well, but and they might be identical to this, but I don't care. I wanted to go with the one which was more money, just because I feel like it's way more likely to actually be effective. And it had really good reviews. But yeah, interesting timing. Because obviously since we moved in here, I've been trying to get whole house filtration figured out, which has been a little bit more challenging in Spain than it was in the UK. But I just paid for it.
The same as the amount of chlorine though, or not? Because usually sometimes people's eyes stream less than one of those.
No, it's not as high.
I can remember at school, like we'd go for a
free pool as well.
I know, because you can get saltwater pools, and they are slightly better than chlorine pool, but they still have chlorine in them.
They basically still, I only learned about this by research.
The same as the amount of chlorine though, or not? Because usually sometimes people's eyes stream less than one of those.
No, it's not as high.
I can remember at school, like we'd go for the same as the amount of chlorine though, or not? Because usually sometimes people's eyes stream less than one of those.
No, it's not as high.
I can remember at school, like we'd go for a swimming lesson, and then we'd come out and we weren't allowed to shower, and then for the rest of the day I'd have to be like with all the chlorine on me, my hair reeking, my eyes burning and stinging. That's not normal. Like we should not normalise.
My goodness, remember what Mia used to look like when she went swimming at school?
I can't believe it's normalised.
All of her skin and eyes were just red.
I can't believe. Sorry, everyone talks about normalise this, or this shouldn't be normalised. Literally, like having like.
How about normalising nature?
But
like,
I just can't believe it. It's normal
water.
to have all your eyes bright red and stinging, your skin burning.
Real food.
It's terrible. It's really, really bad. And for people who are really super sensitive, I feel bad for them. But I think all humans are sensitive to having chlorine on you. It's not good. Especially micro doses in the water supply, and then micro doses of chlorine coming down on you when you're bathing. You absorb all of that. My skin gets dried out so much, and it like it's not good for your hair and like everything, and the microbiome in your skin, the natural bacteria that we have on it, when all chlorine's going on it, it's affecting it and making it go out of balance, and it can lead to other skin issues. But I can't wait to have the whole water system fitted. When that happens, we'll have to show you. But for when you're washing it anyway, because it's suddenly turned to winter and it's gone really cold, and the temperature changes affecting me. But then when I'm putting it constantly in chlorine water, it affects it. And then another thing I was thinking, or what I've noticed, is obviously in London we had the reverse osmosis water filter fitted. So all of the water that came into our house, it didn't have all of the chemicals in it. But
it was reverse osmosis and then remineralised.
Yeah, and now here,
and structured.
I want to tell you something, Dan, what I've noticed. We have zero like perfume or fragrance detergent and softener, so we have no scents in our detergent most of the time. If I find them in the shop, it's the Ecover Zero. If I can't get the Ecover Zero, I'll just get the regular Ecover, but I just decided to do that because the more you try and remove toxins, the better. Anyway, so when I take the clothes out of the washing machine, I smell them and it smells like a swimming pool. I can
From the
smell
water, yeah,
the
yeah.
clothes, like obviously washed
Yeah.
in chlorine water, and it smells really strong. And I'm like, I'm not used to that smell. In London, it wouldn't smell like that because
Yeah.
we had them removed. So you'll just be surprised. Like once you remove these things out of your life, you can smell it and realize, and you're like, I can't believe I put up with that. Like if we stayed in an Airbnb or around a family members, we'd have a shower around there. I was like, feels like I've gone into a swimming pool. Like it used to smell really strong. So. Yeah, so guys, thought we'd share this with you. Loads of you guys have asked about that, and maybe because if you're a health conscious family like us, or you're interested in that, we over the years we've done a lot of traveling, as you know, and as a family, traveling is quite like stressful. Because if you're a health conscious family like us, or you're interested in that, we over the years we've done a lot of traveling, as you know, and as a family, traveling is quite like stressful, and there's a lot to think about as it is, let alone when you're trying to be healthy. And like when you go on holiday, you want to have a nice luxury experience and you want to have a relaxing time, but you also probably want to feel healthier. But sometimes it feels like we come from our amazing home that was set up perfectly. We go and stay in like a 5-star hotel or something which is meant to be luxury, like an Airbnb, and sometimes it doesn't feel luxurious experience compared to our time at home, because we're sleeping on sheets that have been washed and bleached. We're showering in chlorine water. There's loads of different things. So I'd love to share with you guys some of the things that we've done or how we overcome some of those things, so you can actually like carry on with your health conscious lifestyle on holiday.
Yeah, it's a really good idea.
Sometimes you just have to let things go when you're on holiday and enjoy it.
I will make a note of that as an idea for a vlog.
I think
because,
it's good.
We haven't told you yet, Fizz fam, because we will still be making plans for it. But we're actually planning that we're going to do daily vlogging for the whole month of February.
I know.
So we just thought
Can I record you while you're talking?
We just thought that's a really good way of like just managing to show you day-to-day stuff, because you don't always think of it. There's so many things where like you start incorporating them as part of your routine and then you don't think about it. Even when we've, like I've told you a few times, we're putting together a website with all of the products we use, you know, like as in just to make it nice and simple, like everything we use. So rather than where any time you ask, it's just like go there, everything we use is on it. But even like we've been putting that together for about the last 2 weeks now, and there's still every day I'm like, oh yeah, there's that thing and there's that thing as well.
Yeah, like you've remembered our instant pots, and we use them every day.
We use the instant pots every single day.
How many years have we used them for?
Oh my goodness, like 12 years, 11 years.
And we love them so much. Even every time we've gone to a new country, we've bought some. Even in Mexico, we got one delivered, didn't we?
Yeah.
And even Bob and Katie said they ordered them as well.
We were just speaking to Bob and Katie Family Freedom about this. Like when you go on a long trip as well, it's actually even cost effective to buy an instant pot and make your own dinner. Say like if you're going somewhere for 2+ weeks and an instant pot is like $80, if you buy that, like as soon as you arrive there, you go to you know, Best Buy or whatever in the US, or you know, use Amazon or go to an electronics store and buy an instant pot, $80. And then you don't eat out, and think like you can go to a restaurant, especially as a family of 6, we would spend more than $80 on one dinner. Whereas you can buy the instant pot and then you can actually have healthy dinners like the whole time, can't you?
Yeah, especially like when you're a vegan and you've got a special diet, you don't have to worry so much. I mean, it is nice eating out when you go on holiday, and we usually do sometimes eat out as well.
If we can find good, healthy places, but then there's so many levels to it of like, you know, they're using Teflon pans.
Is it GMO?
Like, remember we went, what was it where we went to that thing recently and we got...
that was the plant, the plant conscious place.
Planta Bistro, and the vegan option was...
aubergine.
So basically it was always the standard base of like rice and veggies essentially. But then you could like choose your, I won't call it protein because aubergine isn't, but choose your topping. You know, it was chicken or beef or whatever, deep fried in batter.
But then like the chicken option and the salmon wasn't, not that we agree with eating that, but like if you're like a person...
Well, I assume deep fried in batter.
But then like the chicken option and the salmon wasn't, not that we agree with eating that, but like if you're like a person...
Well, I assume
from looking at it from the outside, the vegan option was actually the unhealthiest.
Yeah, it was. It was also the most like nutritionally void one.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, it was the highest spiritual energy, but it was like the lowest of...
Like when we look at nutrition, if you break it down, like the salmon has been eating loads of vegetables and it's had all like seaweed and stuff, and it's got all that nutrients compacted in it.
I don't know where the salmon's going to come from, but yeah.
But like when you eat a vegan diet, you have to think about how much the salmon's eating, so you have to eat a lot as well. You can't just have like an aubergine as the main piece of the dish.
Point
we're
being,
going off topic, aren't we?
Point being, when you go and eat out, it's very hard to like keep it at a very high level. I even remember like years ago when I used to read the Tim Ferriss books. Like,
hang on, I'm now going to start the clip again. Go.
I just realised we're really going on again, aren't we?
That's fine.
Years ago when anyone who's still around and watching this by this point, years ago when I used to read the Tim Ferriss books, one of them 4 Hour Body, and like he would talk about going to restaurants and basically just always having to order off menu, you know, like having to just order plain foods. But like, I'd say the level of health understanding nowadays, like even you'd now be like, I want it cooked in in stainless steel pans.
Yeah.
Not non-stick.
Is it cooked in olive oil or like coconut oil, or
is it cooked in coconut oil or just like no oil? You know, is it water rather than?
No, but when we went to LA,
do
you remember when Karma was 3 months old, we went to LA. Now, eating out for us wasn't that convenient because I was breastfeeding, we had a tiny baby.
Yeah.
So eating in the Airbnb was more like relaxing and chill for us. But then also me and you, like I just had a baby and I wanted to like get fit again, and you had fitness goals. So we would make a meal there every night, and that actually was really fun.
Yeah.
And then now and then we'd eat out, wouldn't we?
If all those things sound extreme, by the way, because obviously everything is like, when you first start learning about a topic, it's always nice to like learn about just the basics, and then it's once you delve deeper into a topic, like I don't know, whatever it is, you join a church or something and you're learning about a religion, you don't want to get thrown right in at the deep end. So if all this stuff sounds like really overwhelming, it is only because we've
chosen to do that.
We're a long way into the process, and we've got to a level where like we can really notice how things make us feel. And so that's why just things what might sound like, oh my goodness, you can't have, or not can't have, but you prefer to like have your sheets washed in your basically non-existent cleaner versus ones which are bleached. Like surely the bleached ones are better, but you just start, I don't know, some people say it's like becoming hypersensitive, but I would actually argue that it's getting more in tune with what the natural feedback that you should get. And obviously we get so many senses at all times, our body will shut down giving us feedback about things when there's just a constant flow of it. So like if there's constantly bleach on your skin, like you might notice, I don't know, skin irritation, things like that, but there's levels of where your body will stop giving you the information. But once you start removing toxins, then you actually have more of an awareness of the other ones. You could view that as an inconvenience, but it's actually a benefit because it means it's not going to lead to much worse issues further down the line. So instead, like, you are aware of that there's chlorine in water as opposed to not noticing it. And then it means you're not going to get what a lot of people would consider would end up being worse results in the long run.
As a family, we don't really use moisturiser. I mean, I feel like I have to use moisturiser a little bit on my legs at the moment, a natural one because the weather changed.
Which is what, shea butter?
Yeah, but a lot of people, like, you don't realise this, but you might not think this, but maybe like a lot of people slather loads of lotions on because they do have like normal like tap water. You don't think, because you think moisturiser is normal, but moisturiser is not normal.
It's treating the symptoms instead of the cause. Never addressing the root of what is causing things. It's only ever addressing the symptoms. And I think we should all step back from that idea and just think, actually, is it natural for me to have all of these things? Never addressing the root of what is causing things. It's only ever addressing the symptoms. And I think we should all step back from that idea and just think, actually, is it natural for me to have all of these things what are going wrong? Like, you know, was my body really made in that way where I have all these issues? No, because as soon as you remove, like, when you just, even like a lot of the reason why there's arguments about diets as well, I don't know how I'm getting into, sorry.
Oh, wow, you ready? Yeah.
A lot of the reasons why there's varying arguments about diets, like, no, you don't get it, keto cured all of my ailments, and like, no, shut up, for me it was like high fat, low carb is keto, isn't it? You know, for me it was paleo. No, shut up, for me it was being whole foods, plant-based. I think Atkins basically is keto as well.
Atkins is so old-fashioned now.
Anyway,
can you remember when that was like the craze? Yeah.
They are all correct, and I'll tell you why. It's because they're elimination diets. So in all of them, they actually have similarities where they were removing more junk. So you cannot compare like what a lot of people call the SAD diet, you know, the standard American diet or standard Western diet, with anything where you're eliminating more and more of these things. So that's why each of those things can actually turn people's lives around in terms of like different ailments that they've got. And it's just because it's removing some of the stressors from the people's lives.
They usually do cut out things, don't they? Yeah.
So yeah, those are the stresses which come from foods, and the more of those you remove, the better. But then you can start removing other stressors, like, you know, you can remove flickering blue lights. You can remove using Teflon pans. You can remove like harsh chemicals which are in your cleaning products. And the more you do it, the more you notice your life.
Well, do you know what's the best thing you can do? Is actually remove staying up all night and not sleeping. That's the number one. We always say it's so boring, but it's actually the most effective thing.
Because sleep is where you're actually regenerating and healing from things. But obviously still you want to give yourself like just the good stresses, not the bad stresses. Now good stresses are obviously exercise, a little bit of fasting, and then they're a good stress for your body, and then they do cause a hormetic response. And sunshine is even a little bit of a hormetic response as well, which means you caused a little bit of damage, and then you get stronger from it as a result. But there's a cascade of positive effects as a result of those things. I even learned recently, because like a lot of people say about fasting, it causes or induces autophagy in the body, which is basically the recycling of broken cells. And I actually heard somebody say on a Stephen Bartlett podcast episode about that exercise induces more autophagy than fasting.
That's really good to know.
So
exercise is sometimes underrated. Sleep and exercise are really important, aren't they?
And when you remove all these toxins from your life, it's like 7 p.m. and you get talking about it and you're like, I just can't stop talking about it.
No, but it's good that, hang on, would you just mind putting it on me? But if any of this sounds overwhelming or maybe a bit too far,
you've gone over 6 minutes.
I know, that's fine, fine. So I didn't want you to lose your flow, I just felt bad. But you know, like, if this sounds overwhelming or a bit too extreme and too much, we have slowly started implementing these, and we literally started over 10 years ago, and it started from switching our diet to a really healthy, whole foods, plant-based diet, getting loads of sleep, and then exercise. And we started running and weightlifting. Those 3 things are the foundational things. If we mentioned flickering lights, all these other things, and like reverse osmosis,
don't get overwhelmed.
Don't worry about all those.
Don't worry about it.
If you've got advanced and you want to implement more things, and you like the idea of that, do it. But honestly, the 3 things: a whole foods, plant-based diet. Get rid of all like junk food and just focus on fruits and vegetables, beans, grains, legumes. Just really, you know, what the foods that we eat, all nourishing foods. Really good sleep, and then exercise. And and you can overdo exercise as well. So just, you don't have to start doing a boot camp every day and like high intensity, like just walking, weightlifting a couple of times a week. It's really, really simple. And then get out in nature. Like nature's obviously good as well. Basically all the things. Like, you know, you see people with red lights. We've got a red light, and you see people with all like these wacky, cool gadgets. Amazing. Everybody likes buying gadgets. But things which are free, which are amazing. Grounding on the floor outside. Anti-inflammatory, antioxidants. Sunlight. Really good for energizing your body. Get red light from the sun. When the sun is setting and rising, get out there, look at it, and be in it. It's so good for you, especially when the sun is setting and rising. Fresh air, walking.
Where do you think
Walking's free.
Where do you think like the healing red light machines got their ideas from? It's literally mimicking the sun.
There's so many things which are free and are really, really good for you, and you can't they're like the classics. Like, we were made in these bodies and in this world, and all of it is really beneficial for us. And I just think that if you see what we're doing right now and you're interested in it, don't forget that. Like, we will go bang on about sleep to you so much, and it's honestly life-changing. When I don't have a good night's sleep, the next day is affected in so many ways, and it can lead on to loads of other negative like habits and things that I do. So some people might look at what I eat, for example, like, how can she eat that? How does she not like want some eat some candy? Does she want to treat herself now and then? But because I get good sleep, I don't crave sugar. I think because I've made sure that I don't eat sugar, I just don't crave it. Like, my gut doesn't want it. Now and then I might want some some healthy chocolate, but that's probably more to do with the magnesium and stuff. But I just don't want to eat bags of donuts and crisps and biscuits anymore, because I get really good sleep.
But also it's
Like,
self-harm. It's just, there's no point. You know what you're saying about
Yeah.
normalising things? No, it's self-harm.
So you'll be surprised what a good night's sleep
If you
can
know,
do to
like,
you.
oh, I've said this so many times before, but people bang on about, oh, you mustn't feed a dog that, it's bad for them. You
Yeah.
mustn't feed, you can't feed a duck bread. Like, shut
When I was
up,
a
don't
single
feed
mum,
yourself
to me,
stuff, what's
I
killing
also
you as
didn't,
well.
I
then.
didn't like my life. I didn't like where I was in life, and I did used to binge on like food in the evening on my own. I felt really lonely and sad, and I felt really lost. I'd binge on food. I'd stay up all night. Like, I got in a really bad cycle. And luckily when I met Darren, like, he really like helped me, and like we like created a really good life together. I like met him, and he probably saved me like from like, I don't know, just from a really unsatisfying life. So I feel really grateful for that, Darren, by the way.
Likewise.
And yeah, like, I was gaining weight, I was really puffy and bloated, and just did not, like, I was really unhealthy. I'd constantly like go to the doctor and get medication for things, and then the medication I'd get given would then cause another thing, I'd get allergic reactions.
I know, we all just accept that, don't we?
Like,
It's
and
kinda
I
crazy.
decided when I met Darren, I started taking on some information, learning about things, and then while I was pregnant with Sienna, I was like planning what I was going to do when she was born. Like, I'm going to start, like, obviously when I was pregnant, I was looking after myself, and we started eating healthy together and things like that, but I couldn't exercise and things like that. I'd never exercised in my life. But I was like planning when Sienna was born, I was going to start like doing some runs, and I'd probably go to the gym and that. So I was planning all for the 9 months. And once she was born, I just felt so good that I really wanted to change my life around. I started implementing tiny things, and that's when we went vegan. I started running, and then we started going to bed on time. Like, we switched staying up late on a Friday night to going to bed early, and then going to park run the next day. And like, I swear to you guys, good sleep, good nutrition, and exercise are just the foundations to really good health.
All the other things are just little
So
icings on the
we've
cake.
literally gone off on one. Sorry guys, we've now got to go and
Yeah,
check one of
we've
our
got an hour and a half
videos.
video to check.
We're going to go and check it.
Yeah, there's an hour
that
and
is
a
a
half
video.
video coming out on Physio, by the way,
Yeah.
on Friday, which is a Q&A about veganism. So we
Thank
better,
you guys for
better check it
listening
and
to
get
us.
it
And thank
scheduled.
you like so much for all your positive comments, and like how you really enjoying this content, and you like hearing us talk. Like, thank you so much for that, because we really like sharing this with you. Like, we feel like, I almost could cry about how passionate I feel like sharing this with you. So yeah, guys, we're really enjoying getting to share this with you. It just feels like really good to kind of not like gatekeep everything we're doing. Like, we haven't intentionally been gatekeeping, you know, that phrase that everybody
In depth about all the things that you're doing for
Yeah.
health and fitness, though. So,
but I think this is
but
what
it
we're
does
passionate
about.
seem
Yeah, exactly. It does seem
Yeah.
like, I don't know, there is an interest. So
like, we're
that's
still
good.
going to like talk about, share all our family life, what we're doing. We love traveling, we love action, we love fitness, we love food, like we love having a fun and a laugh, and I feel like we're really down to earth. But this is a big part of our life which I feel very thankful for, and I feel like I just want to help other people. So thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you in our tomorrow Snapchat vlog. Good night, Fizz fan.
Right.